Tyty Washington is the most criminally underrated rookie in the NBA. The Houston Rockets guard, formerly of Kentucky, was a consensus number 14 recruit before heading to college. Early in college, some mock drafts even had him in the top 5, but due to a variety of things, Washington ended up being drafted 29th overall in the 2022 NBA draft, where he of course went to the Houston Rockets via the Memphis Grizzlies. If you followed the NBA draft and Summer League, then you probably know Tyty, but he hasn't been talked about that much in terms of someone who could be significant in this draft, and I'm not sure why that is. I believe Tyty Washington is one of the most NBA ready players in this draft, and I think he's got a lot of all-star potential as well. Here's why Tyty Washington is the most criminally underrated NBA rookie. Tyty Washington is a 6'3" point guard who was drafted 29th overall by the Memphis Grizzlies and went to the Houston Rockets. Tyty dropped pretty low on NBA draft night, so you would assume maybe he had a bad season at Kentucky last year. But that's not the case. In Washington's 1 year at Kentucky, he averaged 12.5 points, 4 assists, 3.5 rebounds on 45% from the field and 35% from 3. Pretty solid numbers if you ask me. Although Tyty dropped well below where he was projected, I think he's got an extremely NBA ready skill set. At Kentucky, Tyty showcased a really smooth pull-up game from mid-range and from 3, and looks to be a very good pick and roll player, whether looking to pass or to score. As a point guard, a smooth pull-up game in tandem with a good pick and roll understanding already gives you quite an advantage at the NBA level. On top of that, Washington is a very smart player as well, with a good floater. Why Tyty most likely dropped in the draft is due to his lack of elite point guard quickness and athleticism. But with his IQ and other elite point guard skills, I think he's super talented. With Kentucky guards, people always tend to sleep on them, and a lot of them all have similar perceived strengths and weaknesses. Tyrese Maxey, Emmanuel Quickley, Shea, Tyty, these guys are all pretty similar in why they dropped in the draft. They had very average years in terms of numbers and aren't ridiculously athletic. I believe Tyty is the next one on this list though, and all those guys are pretty good players. Tyty also got injured, so that didn't help his stock, and he had a pretty bad game to end his season against St. Peter's, where they lost in the first round of March Madness, so this definitely didn't help him out. But it worked out just fine in my opinion, because Houston should be the perfect place for him. In Houston, Tyty fits in extremely well on a roster filled with first and second year guys. In the Summer League, we were able to get a glimpse of his skills and fit with the Rockets roster. In 5 games in the Summer League, Tyty averaged 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals a game, including a 15-point game to close out the Summer League tournament. These numbers are pretty average, but when looking at a Summer League, it's less about numbers and efficiency, and more about comfortability and skills that can translate to the next level. With this Summer League team, Washington was the 4th or 5th guy, so the first few games he was really trying to find his role. Later, as the games rolled on though, he began to look more comfortable. Despite his slow start, we were still able to see some of the great skills that Washington showed in college that have translated to the NBA so far. His floater, which looked really good against NBA level bigs, his passing, which looked really good even with a lower usage rate, culminating to a nice 4 assists a game, and lastly his defense looked pretty decent as well, getting into passing lanes, etc., and this helped him rack up around 2 steals a game. His shooting numbers weren't exceptional, around 38% from the field and 30% from 3. But his shot looked pretty smooth, and he seemed to shoot it confidently in catch and shoot situations, which is where he'll probably be getting most of his shot attempts from early in this season. Tyty looked pretty comfortable around the other rookies as well, Tari Eason and Jabari Smith to be exact. In the Summer League, Tyty's play wouldn't wow many people, but if you understand his game and what was shown in the Summer League, you can tell at the very least this was a very good value pick for the Rockets. It's pretty clear Tyty looks like a steal. We've seen him in college and the Summer League. But what should we expect from him in his rookie season this year and in general in his career with the Rockets? This rookie season for Tyty, I believe, is going to be an all-rookie level year. The Rockets this season are looking to most likely continue to develop their young players rather than make a playoff push. This should give Tyty a lot of opportunities next season. This season the backcourt of the Rockets is pretty much locked with KPJ at the point and Jalen Green at the shooting guard. But the backup point guard is essentially Tyty's for the taking. With the backup unit, Tyty can be one of the major scoring options and learn what it takes to run an NBA offense. This season, Washington can easily average around 10 points and 5 assists, and overall put a bunch of people on notice about his game. And I believe in the future, he's going to be the Rockets point guard moving forward, not KPJ. Tyty would balance better as a secondary ball handler with Jalen Green, rather than another score-first point guard like KPJ. Tyty is one for the future, but also one who can impact right now in the NBA. And if all goes to plan, there's no reason he can't be an all-star in the future. If you enjoy this video, you can check out my latest video, Why Marvin Bagley Will Surprise Everyone Next Season. Thank you for watching, I value your time and I hope you enjoyed. And as always, stay rested. See you in the next one.